Start your engines.
Race fans, you are tuning into the only motorsports show in San Diego. Your host, Dave Stahl, and the racing school teacher, Brittany Sandoval, are taking you to the green flag, covering everything from your top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Strap in. It's Checkers and Wreckers on Racer Radio.
All right, folks, welcome. You are listening to Racer Radio FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
This segment is brought to you by San Diego Gear and Axle. If it's got anything under your car, Steve can work on it. Differentials, front, rear, transfer cases, two-wheel, all-wheel, four-wheel. He does it all. SDGearAxle.com, SDGearAxle.com. And if you happen to have a BMW, a Mini, or a Porsche, and you're looking for a dealer alternative, Black Forest Motorsports has over 40 years experience. And did you catch the motorsport aspect of it? If you decide you want to go out there and see if you can win a trophy, you can make that happen as well. All it takes is talent. Go to blackforest.com, blackforest.com. Well, young lady, thank you for surrounding me with beautiful women today. I truly appreciate it.
It's too bad it's radio. We're the only ones that can see it.
That's all I care about. It just makes my day to see me smiling from ear to ear.
He's blushing.
I am a little bit. Who you got?
Wow. Oh, my gosh. She's back.
Thank you. I've been waiting. I wore her shirt yesterday, and I wasn't even thinking.
Oh, that's funny. I told her I wore out the backpack she brought last time, too. So I think it was back in early 2022. Yes. We had the founder and executive director of Street Racing Kills,
right,
which brings awareness to the dangers of street racing. Mm-hmm. But this woman, she doesn't sleep, obviously, because
dynamo.
Everything she's involved in, she tirelessly works at this, and it's beyond education. She's a big part of legislation and mentorship. She's developed a working and healthy relationship with LAPD, and among many other things, I think my favorite thing is her advocacy of alternatives to street racing. And because it's so darn dangerous.
Right.
So you can tell people, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, but she gives an alternative. And an example would be legal racing, which brings me to the other guest we have. She is a legal racer. Mm-hmm. She only just started in 2019, but she's already had 2 perfect reaction times. And I love, just in 2021 alone, made 800 passes. She has built quite a resume. She has a grand media presence. And I think our listeners, many of our listeners are legal racers. So
sure
I think this is very relevant.
Right.
Please welcome, we have Lily Trujillo Puckett. I got them all.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Kelly Anderson, and probably her biggest supporter, Paul, is in-house too. Please, thank you so much for coming in.
We really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, it's funny. You're familiar with Race Legal in San Diego?
No.
Yeah, it was a program, but back before that, it was called the National High School Car Club Association. We would donate Camaros, Firebirds, and Cudas to high schools, auto shops. Kids would build the cars, and then with good grades, good attitude, good attendance, they would come to Qualcomm Stadium, and they would race against the police. And if they won, they got T-shirts that they beat the police.
I love
Legally.
it.
But what we did, we gave the police a car, a Honda CRX. And we gave Camaros and Mustangs and Challenger. They were so upset. They ran that car for about a year. And the driver weighed about 375. So if you know anything about drag racing, weight is a killer, right?
Yeah.
So finally they dumped it and got a Crown Vic, put a supercharger on it, and did all kinds of stuff. But, and I think you'll agree, once you've been on the track, your driving attitude on the street totally changes.
Well, you're already getting a sense of that. May I bring up the gentleman we were talking about downstairs?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So Lily, they had their course the other night, and one of the fellow members of the class has messaged me and told me how he's taking it to the track. He learned so much and got so much respect for the course that they had him take for getting into trouble with the law that he's going to be taking it to the track.
Excellent.
Right?
So, Lily, just for folks maybe that are not familiar who you are,
Yep.
why don't you kind of give us a little backstory as to why you went down this road?
So I found the street racing kills after my 16-year-old daughter was killed due to a street racing crash. At the time, and back in 2013, 2014, I had no idea what street racing was, no idea about what speed can do.
She wasn't
the
even a
dangers.
driver, was she?
No, she was not even. She was just sitting in the back seat. Yeah, getting a ride home. To spend at her girlfriend's house
Sure.
with the friend of another girlfriend. He was a week shy of 18. Saw a coworker next to him. They looked at each other in the middle of the night. Got challenged to a street race. By the time he saw the yellow light was turning red, and he knew he couldn't stop anymore, so he just floored it. Crashed against an SUV and then went right through a fence.
Oh.
The only person that passed away was my daughter. And I wanted to do something about it. Immediately.
Doesn't
You know,
God move in mysterious ways?
It's crazy.
Because you would have never done any of this.
No.
But your daughter would have still been with us, too. But,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a purpose on this planet.
You know what? Yes. It just...
and that probably took you a little while to understand that.
Yeah, well, in 5 months, I was at my first school.
Oh my
Did
God.
you
5 months.
really?
I was. They invited me, and I spoke to over 500 kids, and I was like, I think I found a way.
I
grow
can do
this.
this.
Yes. Well, I was like, I think I just found a way of keeping her with me. I'm not gonna let her go.
There you go.
And then I went to another school. The next school I had a logo. The next school I had a website. And then became, nonprofit. And all of a sudden I just started building programs because they wouldn't let me to schools with names as Street Racing Kills. They were like, what the heck is this?
Oh,
They
yeah.
wanted Mad Mothers Against Young Driver, like pretty names, you know what I mean?
You're not sugarcoating it.
And I'm
not
like,
the
Street Racing
reality.
Kills.
And you haven't changed the name.
Never.
Never.
And now when I go to schools and I go, hey, would you like me to talk a little bit about anything else? It's the driving. They're like, no. Please talk about the takeovers. Please talk about the racing. Please talk about the speed. And I'm like, oh. So then I brought my program. I didn't have to sugarcoat my teen traffic safety program. I
Right.
call it the Fast and Fatal. So now everybody wants the Fast and Fatal at schools, and I love it. So
Wow.
it was just building programs. But I wanted to do something also for the young adults because I saw how much they were getting in trouble.
Right.
And I want to talk to them, And I was like, so I made a diversion program called the Reckless Driving Intervention Program, which is where Kelly met one of my attendees. So what I do is we mentor them with Lori, my community relations
Right.
director, and I bring victim speakers, different ones. We have one of them that's Raul, who actually went to prison since he was 18 until 40. He talks to them. We have videos. We'll talk. We have PowerPoints. We mentor. We share stories. And at the end, I bring someone really cool like Kelly. So when I brought Kelly the other day, I've been wanting to bring her. You should have seen them. They were like, they were so excited.
Sure.
And at the beginning, it was like, no cursing. The only person that can curse is Kelly if she wants to,
Thank
She's the only
goodness.
one that can curse. But, they got
so
in
cute.
trouble for maybe doing donuts at a takeover, spectating a takeover,
Yeah.
street racing, speeding, anything that's reckless,
Right.
they refer them to us.
Right.
So it was really hard to get through the courts. That was painful. But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? We tried here and here and
Well, you
here.
never gave up.
I never gave up. They wouldn't call me back. They were like, we'll talk to you later. And I was, what? I'm going to go directly to the main judge.
Yeah.
And hey, Judge Otha, which is one of the biggest. And all of a sudden I get a call back, like not even a week later, oh, you've been approved. And I'm like, oh my God, I was approved. That was like one of our biggest highlights because now we can really, but we started with the street racing task forces sending them to us. But
Right.
now they're court approved. They have to come, they have to take it.
And you already know that it's making a difference.
Like
You were
have
talking
no
about it
idea.
downstairs.
And then when she was just telling me right now, these are the aha moments,
Yes.
when they tell us, oh my God, although we have a survey at the end that they have to say, what would fix the problem? At the end, I always tell them, what do you think would fix the problem? They always tell me more tracks, more tracks,
More
Yes.
tracks.
more venues, more venues, more venues. Yeah.
And for drag racing, it doesn't have to be a multi-million-dollar facility. Because we used to do it at Qualcomm Stadium. It was an eighth mile. It was on the back side of the parking lot where there were 2 lanes for people to come in and out of the stadium that we just closed off with K-Rails at one end and K-Rails open at the other end. And we did our street legal drag racing.
Exactly.
And it worked. Let's take a quick break. You are listening to Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
I really love it when you let me try.
All right, right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
This segment is brought to you by Certified Car Clinic, right over there at 11370 North Woodside Avenue in lovely Santee. Go to certifiedcarcare.net, certifiedcarcare.net. They'll take care of all the vehicles in your house, plus all the race toys. And he has an in-house dyno, so if he goes horsepower, he can show you on paper exactly what you got. That is Certified Car Clinic. Greg and his family will definitely take care of you. 619-444-7170. Street racing does kill.
Yes.
And we've got a young lady here that is going to make a dent in this insanity.
Already has.
She's now bringing in partners. She's got a drag racer over here that just
catching eyes and ears.
Catching up and
inspire.
catching eyes. And you got sponsors too, right?
Yes.
So
we
who are
do
your
have some
sponsors?
Okay, so I have.
Where's your 3x5
I'm
card?
ready. I need my 3x5 card because I don't want to leave anybody out. But Martin Charles Racing, Reggie Humans is my tuner, MVP Auto, Grand Tire Cavina. We have Aeromotive. Fuel Systems are so good to us. SoCal Nitrous. We run Nitrous. Willwood Brakes. Redline Ace, Texas Speed, G-Force Gear, Quality Powder Coating, TCI, and we have Gearhead Auto. And those.
And your husband.
And my husband, my right-hand man who takes such good care of me. Keeps
You notice
me on
how
the
they
track.
always wait to the very end?
Yeah, right.
The guy that works the hardest.
Best for last. And I'm afraid I missed people because you know how I wasn't really prepared for that. But I need
But
to
you're
be.
a racer, and you will be the next time we see you.
That's right. Absolutely.
Very impressive because you only just started in 2019. You have
Yes.
so many people that are already supporting you,
Yes.
inspired by you. And how did you and Lily with the Street Racing Kills hook up? How did that happen if you just got into this?
Well, I met Lori at the track. I was racing on a Thursday night, and she came over, talked to my husband, Paul, and introduced herself and said, I really want to meet your wife. I heard about her from, I think, Bob in the
I
tower.
heard about her. Uh-oh. You're like, are you so-and-so? Depends on who's asking.
Exactly. So anyway, so I met Lori, and then, thank you so much.
It's for the car.
And Lori
I was like, oh, guess who I was? Because I couldn't go to Irwindale that day for some reason. And she came back, that's who I met. Oh my God, you gotta meet her. Well, let's get a lunch together. And right away,
you knew.
I said, let's go out to lunch. And so sweet because she lives so far and she came all the way to the South Bay to meet us for lunch. And I gave her all my T-shirts and my bags and everything like always, right?
Right.
And she already had her stickers.
Yeah, you're good at promoting yourself
She already
already.
had all her stuff. So we just made like a great connection,
Yes.
we took some
Yes.
pictures. We're all excited. Kept going to the track, kept going to it. When they treat us so nice over there. They're our partners. They are amazing. And look, we just meet great people. Like we met, Kelly. So I think that when I met Kelly, like I knew already, she was already doing so much, but I've seen her grow so much
Right.
in such a little time, so fast.
It's funny what racing will do for you.
Seriously.
It is amazing.
It brings it out in you.
It's just, and she's like, Lily, I also want to do a nonprofit. And I'm like, well, let me give you my guy that did my nonprofit. And all of a sudden, she is nonprofit like right away.
Yes.
So
Yes.
How do you say that?
So we have Mavix Community Outreach, and because of my love for the motorsports world, I want everyone to feel that joy. And so we bring foster children and their families out to the drag strip and introduce them and, get them aware of what there is out there. And then with being partners with some nonprofit organizations that also offer trade schools. So now they have an interest, and now there's an outlet for that interest where they could do some technology and learn and, learn about that field that they might be interested in. So we want to offer them some hope and some help.
That's
and
like full encompassing, whether
Yep.
it's passion, you could ultimately pay your bills with, it's a healthy way to spend your life. Like,
right. And foster kids, high rate, percentage that they go to prison, they're homeless, like so many things that this could fix.
Sure. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you paved.
So people can donate.
for them.
So people can donate to your program.
Yes, and some have. Yes.
Which they all should. I say a penny to a million.
Right?
Yeah.
Penny to a million.
Seriously.
Who can't do a penny to a million?
Right. You could Venmo us at mavixcommunity@gmail.com. No, wait, Zelle. Zelle is what we accept. And it goes to a good cause. We bring the kids out and their families and show them a really good time.
Is there a website?
We are in the process of getting one.
Okay,
So it is not up yet.
Okay. We'll have you back on.
I would love
And
that.
Street Racing Kills, you're very active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I think
On
you're
TikTok,
doing too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's funny because my husband always laughs at me. He's like, "How do you do?" I just learned. I can make my little videos. I can music and of course, just learn because the need, right? So
Yeah.
I'm always making reels and everywhere, but I love it. Yeah, follow us on streetracingkills.org, please.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you to come down and speak to a school,
Oh my God! Please reach out. Yeah, just reach out to streetracingkills.org. My phone number, my email, everything is right
Right.
there. You'll see it on their website. Any racer that
have
wants to
business
come and talk
cards
to them.
will travel.
Well, yeah, she has goodies.
And good.
It's more than just a
I have
business card.
everything. What I like
So
to do
who
is
helps
really-
support you? Have you got some major sponsors that you want to just
definitely
shout
yes.
out?
Oh my God, the Auto Club of Southern California. They
Awesome.
are
Wow.
AAA?
amazing. I got
That's
AAA,
awesome.
guys. That was hard, but I was so happy, and it's so bittersweet because there was a huge crash in Burbank that killed 3 kids, 19, 20, 21. Split the car into while they were street racing. And they just T-boned them. One of them, they couldn't find him. He was on the other side of the fence. That was Serene Baker. And I wanted to meet those moms so badly. I was able to finally find those moms and talk to them.
That's a whole nother thing you do
Yeah.
is you
The
support the
support
family
factor,
because
yeah.
you know, unfortunately,
Every mom.
what they're going through.
I know exactly what a mom is going through. And I always want to talk to that mom, be there for her, be them through also through the court process. Because, like me, I got rolled over because I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know. So now I know, and I can help him. Do you have a district attorney? What is he doing for you? I go with them to court. I mean, I'm everywhere, wherever I can, wherever I
Right.
can mentor, I can help. Because there's always a brother that lost a sister, maybe a son that lost a mother, a mother that lost a child. I want to be there for them.
Sure.
And so then also, why not work with legislation as well? So I've been working with legislation a lot as well. Very blessed to be able to. Now they're the ones that reach out to me when before they didn't care. But now it's awesome that they can reach out to me. And then because of that Burbank crash is why AAA finally reached out to us and they asked me like, what can we do? And I go, well, what do you need? He's like, education. I go, well, here it is. I mean, I've been doing this for years. I have education. I have this. I have diversion. So they were like, here we go. So they are one of our biggest sponsors. They have taken us to Texas, everywhere.
Oh, Florida, too.
Florida.
Right.
I've been to Florida. I mean, they are just,
Well, they understand it.
they
Well, it's
understand it.
everywhere, unfortunately.
Yes,
The need.
And yes, of course. And I also have, of course, Tabitha Payton, State Farm, who help us a lot with everything. We just have a lot of people. I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't have my list. But so many people that help us to donate, to help us go everywhere we go. And we just love what we're doing.
How much of a presence do you have in San Diego? Because our listeners are not limited to San Diego, but I know personally a lot of our listeners are not only in San Diego, but they have access to legal racing and we have the drag strip and the circle track. So do you have much of a presence here? And if we have a listener that is in San Diego, can they be involved in many ways?
Oh, definitely. We actually, oh my gosh, we've had... Well, with the diversion program, the San Diego courthouse refers to us. So
the diversion program.
The diversion
That's
program.
perfect.
So we have maybe a potential listener that can be a speaker at your diversion program.
100%.
All right, are you listening, listeners?
Thank you. And with AAA, we've been here a couple of times as well with legislation.
All
so
righty.
because they cover all of that.
Did you want anything else? Our
say
hot
that we have
rod
missed.
legal drag racer.
Yeah, what do
He's
you
had
drag
two
race?
Perfect.
I drag race a 2000 Camaro and pop some wheelies, which is
On purpose?
Hashtag wheelies are my drug of choice.
Oh, okay. That's all.
And,
that's so funny.
bringing it to the track, you get fans. You can grudge race. They announce that. They,
Likes versus a real person who likes you.
Right.
Likes on Facebook versus someone who really likes
real
you.
fans become friends, become family.
What class are you in?
Well, I mostly
She
do.
looks at her husband.
Yeah, because I
did.
mostly do just testing right now. We don't really go too much into competition yet.
Oh, okay.
Because we were really trying to grow a fan base, which we've done quite well.
Gotcha.
And have a lot of love out there. It's amazing. Irwindale and Tim Huddleston, the owner of the track, we are so grateful to him. He does such
and
a
a
great
lot of
job.
people don't know there's a drag strip there.
I can't believe that.
Well, and Auto Club Speedway closed theirs.
Yeah. Fontana?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I know. It's
that
ridiculous.
That just leaves you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't, like you said, more people need to know about your
Yes.
track.
Everywhere I go, they know because I pass out a sticker
Right,
and announce it. I mean, like everywhere I go.
Right.
So, yes, I
You
definitely
have to.
promote it.
You
Mhm.
have to. Well, like I said, the invitation to come to San Diego and be on TV is open for you.
I'm there.
And she knows it's always open for her. Especially when you're trying to maybe expand San Diego, maybe a little more so.
I would love to.
Because you're always expanding and trying to do better, and it's your life passion right now.
Definitely. I mean, if I went to Florida, San Diego was 2 hours away.
Yeah,
Of course.
it's a lot easier than going to
Yeah.
Florida.
Definitely. Yes.
But we have it. We have the access. We have the tracks. We
Oh,
have
love
the
to.
racers. And unfortunately, we have the problem.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
without a shadow of a doubt. Don't let anybody kid you. We do have the problem.
Yep.
And it doesn't care who's behind the wheel. I mean, we deal with a lot of, breaks, which I know, be
Yes,
responsible,
I've
keep
been
America.
there.
Yeah, I know. I knew him. I've started with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I've known Doug for years, and the story how he lost his 2 kids.
Yes. Yes.
A couple miles from
Amazing
home,
problem.
just fooling around in the Suburban and hit a tree. And then we had another lady, same thing. Her daughter was in the back seat. Everybody was fine except her daughter. She was with Ford Motor Company because Ford does a driving skills for life
Yes.
program.
Oh, really?
So I know oh yeah. Well, I've been.
I didn't know that's Ford got started with that
that's
program.
Ford.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Driving Skills for Life. Jim was doing it for more years than I care to admit. Another guy's doing it. I interview them every year when they come to San Diego. I put them on TV and I give them radio, and then of course the program books out to where there's no room for anybody. So those are the kinds of things. When I find people like you, I just love you guys, that you're really trying to make a difference, because nothing worse than losing a child. And if you can prevent it, then you need to.
And this is preventable.
Exactly.
100%.
Put them on the track.
That's right,
Yes.
baby.
Why
See
not?
if you can beat these two.
The fact that I can race for $45, that's the entrance fee at Verona.
Right.
Right.
Circle track.
40
$45.
for us
Yeah.
at Irwindale.
It's not
Yeah.
out of
Made in the
reach.
shade.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, this has been a fun show. Should have been longer, but we can do it again. I hope you guys enjoyed doing radio.
It was so fun.
We'll send you the show, and we
Love
appreciate it. You got a couple stickers to slap
Love
on the
it.
Camaro.
That's
We
right.
got goodies too.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
have a
Thank you.
shirt
Thank
with
you.
Always nice
Kelly
bringing the
on
goodies.
it.
Look at this T-shirt.
Yeah, she keeps us up. She's never going to have to buy clothes again.
Stickers.
FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
Woo!